Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. How are you doing? I pray that everybody is well and in good spirits. As for me, I am feeling good. I want to say, like we say in the streets, not that I'm in the streets anymore. I'm 100. I'm feeling 100. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. Be sure to check out my podcast on my YouTube channel. It goes live as well. It's Elizabeth Magical Garden Podcast. Be sure to check that out. All the information will be down below. If you would like to see your girl's lovely face, as well as check out my blog at Elizabeth Magical Garden. This is my hub. This is where all things that I create resides as well. Okay, guys, it is a beautiful sunny. It is a beautiful sunny day. I just finished getting my nails done, and I'm not gonna lie, legit fly. Okay, so let me just give you a tidbit about what happened with that. So first of all, I had somewhat of a weird snafu. I went to my nail salon that I usually go to, but I didn't go to the same person that always does my nails. Red alert right there. Now, the weird thing is his wife was the one who did my nails, and to be honest, she's the one back in the day that started doing my nails, but I haven't gone to her for a long time. Her husband does my nails. But it was a point in time where I was just doing my natural nails due to my back. I wasn't able to sit for long periods of time. So I was just, getting my natural nails done. Well, honey, I felt like he had like a little attitude. So when I came in there, he kind of like, he was actually doing somebody's nails, but I could be wrong, but I just felt like he just passed me off to his wife. Okay, she did my nails. Horrible, horrible. Like legit, in 3 days they already started to like pop off, and I was mortified. Okay, I mean, yes, this is first world problems. Like with all the things going on, my nails are it's not even at the list. Forget not even to say the bottom, but you know what I'm saying. You know how you take those little special moments to make like a whole day out of it, because that's what I do. I usually like to go get cute, go get my nails done, treat myself to a nice little good lunch, make the most out of the situation. That's just my little window of self-love, self-care. So I did that today, and needless to say, they came out really good. That's why I gotta see me on the video, because I did a little, I mean, I didn't go crazy. They're not as long as I'm used to getting them, but they're cute. And I just let him like bedazzle one finger on each hand, and I just kept everything nice and clear. So that's what's been going on with your girl. Another thing, guys, I am looking for a home-based church. Now, I will say this. I do have one, okay? But I like a little mix up. I know people frown upon that, oh, don't bounce from this church to that, but I was brought up Catholic, and I have my home base church that will always be. I had christened my son there. I got my first communion there. So it would always be my church. But dare I say, I need a little bit of spice. I need a little bit of praise and worship. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for a new home-based church that will actually, really sit there and, because Catholic churches, although the bomb, they don't really, it's very conservative, and we all know that. If you don't know, I'm not. It's so crazy because I am conservative, believe it or not. But at the same token, I'm not. I guess it's just a Gemini thing. So I'm looking for, needless to say, I'm looking for a new home-based church that will give me exactly what I'm desiring in that retrospect, with, of course, still always going to my home base church. I have been looking at a lot of sermons on YouTube, which has been filling my cup and overflowing. I have been really studying for myself, but I feel like I'm at that point where it's good to fellowship as well. So I have two prospects. One of them I actually used to go to every now and then. Years, many moons ago. And this other one, it's so funny. I feel like it's a mini version of the other one that I'm talking about. I don't want to go into names as of yet because I'm still, I'm still revisiting. I'm still visiting. I'm still toying with the idea of being present in that way along with other people. Guys, I'm not trying to claim that over my life, but I do I do deal with anxiety. So this is a big step for your girl, being around that amount of people. But you know what? I feel like I'm in training. I feel like it's time. There's a time where your walk with God is very personal and it's very singular, just you and him. And then there's a time where you are put in the midst of being a shepherd, being out there and spreading the good news. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to take the leap of faith and visit these two churches that I've been talking about. And let's see where it's go. Where it goes. I was saying that I was going to wait until the first Sunday in August, but Spirit is telling me to go um, this Sunday. So good luck. And also, I have family coming over this week. One of my cousins is going to be spending majority of the week. Hence, this is why I'm batching these episodes for you guys, because I'm gonna be entertaining. And to be honest, like, I don't really discuss what I do with my family. I'm a very private person. I mean, I don't, it's not a secret or anything like that. I believe that she knows. I don't know what she knows, but it's not a secret. But I don't know. I just don't have these conversations with my family. I feel like, honestly, and you're gonna feel me what I'm saying with why am I tongue tied? You're gonna feel me with what I'm saying. Well, what I'm trying to say. You know how it's always that black sheep. It's always that individual that does everybody's going right, and that individual goes left. And I just feel like I'm the person, and I have always been like that, even since I was a kid. I was dressed different. I was always into things that, mind you, I'm a little older, but like by 3 years. But I always did things to my own drum. I'm grateful my family loved me anyway, but I just learned a long time ago. My validation comes from me, so I don't really uh, look I know this kind of sounds crazy, but I don't look for them to be supportive in that way. Thank God they're supportive in many other ways. So I'm good. I'm good. And I have you guys. I have you guys. So that's what's been going on. But this is all about that. Actually, this is a great segue, being I just brought up that I'm having family over. I want to talk about forgiveness. I'm dealing with something personally, guys, that is really interesting to me. Um, I was in a really tough spot for, I'm going to say, the last, dare I say, 5 years. I've been dealing with anxiety. I finally just got diagnosed maybe just a couple of years that it's really a thing. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was happening. And to make a long story short, it can be crippling, which hence puts you in such a position where you have to say no to a lot of things. Fast forward, I have lost a lot of people that I would call friends, well, I used to call friends and family due to the struggles that I was dealing with. I'm a very private person, and I didn't even know myself at one point. And then when I realized I am in therapy, but that was just a work that I had to do for myself. There was nobody that could dig me out of that. It took me so long just to get to the point of understanding what was happening with me. You know, you got to understand, like, mental illness is not a thing where it's just like if somebody physically is in a disabilitative situation, people are more prone to understand that. But unfortunately, people are not as forgiving with the things that they cannot see, right? And that just goes into a slew of other things. So needless to say, I fell in that factor. For a long time, I was literally legit keeping up a facade for myself and others because number one, I didn't know what was happening with me, and or understood what was happening with me, and I, like we all do, show up, show out. Everything is good. Everything is rosy. Everything is just like squeaky clean. Meanwhile, you're like legit dying inside. Okay, at least that's how I felt. And thank God that I was able to receive help and get the treatment that I need. Now, me personally, I am not on any medication. I chose to opt out of that. I just knew in my spirit and in my heart that as long as I showed up to my sessions, I believed that I would be okay. And it took long. I took the long road, but and I'm not, listen, if you got to do what you got to do. You know your body. If you have to take medication, if you got to do what you got to do, you do you. Okay? This is not a judge situation, but for me, that was something that I was more against, with all the, listen, you already know. I just was against that. So I wanted to do it the long way. And thank God I was able to do that because sometimes people don't have a choice, right? So we have to understand that too. Or I should say, take that in consideration too. Now, going forward, more people are coming out saying that they are dealing with anxiety. Now you have like these things, Better Health is giving opportunities for people to receive treatment and have somebody to talk to and so forth. But I say this all to say that I have a particular family member that unfortunately um, fell in the cumbersome of what I was dealing with, and I didn't know how to express that. I did show some light um, of some of the things I was saying, but like you cannot fill somebody else's cup if your cup is not full. So there was a situation where uh I was invited to be with something for something and I didn't show up. And now it's like, just throw her down a man God forbid, a manhole. And as painful as I would say it is to realize that number one, I thought that we were close enough where we can speak to each other. And I would have had assumed that if there was a problem that this person would have came to me personally. In saying that, I'm realizing a couple of things in life. Not everybody is going to do what you would do because that's something I would have did. I'm a type of person, I cannot, it's either I'm with you or I'm not. If I still choose to have you in my life, we have to have this conversation, or Or if I choose not to, then we won't have this conversation. And you know what? Maybe that's what happened to me. Maybe there was a decision to be made, and that was that. But I just the hurt comes from, and I believe that I'm being candid the way I am, because I really do truly feel like this particular episode is going to help somebody. You know, in life, a lot of things can appear one way, and if you don't give the other party involved a chance to express themselves before you make your ultimate decision, you can be missing out on a lot in life. I have seen so many relationships tear down lives because we are a community. One hurt with If one is hurting, all is hurting, regardless of what you believe in. I never forget when I recently, well, this is many years ago, but at the time it was recent. I'm divorced, so I remember, this is like, I would say maybe a year passed already, a year and a half passed, if that much, that, from that time when I had just got divorced. And I went to the dry cleaners, and the dry cleaner, the manager asked me, "How's your husband?" I was mortified. I was mortified because I'm saying to myself, it's been a while, and this person is asking me about this person, but it just, right then and there, I realized it is true. When marriages, when relationships are torn apart, everybody is affected. Because now I had to not only pay for my dry cleaning, I had to break I had to break the news. We're no longer together. You know what I mean? And thank God I wasn't, I had went through my stage of heartbreak like way in the beginning. I mean, at that point I was still healing other aspects of me, but that, that first rip, right? Because divorce is hard. It's a death of a community, is a death of a relationship, and it goes in so deep. But it, when he asked, I wasn't upset, but it did make me realize how that saying is really true. When one is when a marriage or when a relationship is torn, everybody is affected. So I just feel like it's really important, in my humble opinion, to understand one another. Take time. We get upset, we get angry, we get disappointed, we get hurt, right? And sometimes you need that time away. Sometimes you need, a lot of times, you need that time to just go off on the skirts and lick your own wounds before you can even attempt to hear that other person. I know I'm like that. Like, it depending, and I believe all of us is like that, depending on how much pain was inflicted. It's gonna take you a little while to be open to speak to the other person. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, lick your wounds, have your moment. But before you make your ultimate decision, it is always wise to give the parties involved a chance to express themselves. Number one, it puts you in such a powerful position because it takes courage to confront the person that you decide that hurt you or did hurt you. It allows you a particular type of wisdom because it takes a certain type of tenacity to be able to sit in front of somebody that did you wrong. And I'm not sitting here saying that I have it all figured out. I'm not even going to sit here and say that I would always be open, depending on the situation, to hear that person out. But from what I'm learning in my journey, in my walk with God, is that What about if God did that to us? What about if God said, you know what? I'm done with you. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say, and your time is up. There would be absolutely, positively nothing that we could say. Like, what are you going to say? There's absolutely nothing you could say if God chose to have that outlook. Instead, he sent his only begotten son. He came in the form of man to reclaim and reestablish a relationship with one another, with all of us. Oh, he reclaimed us from the pit, literally, of hell and made his way the way, right? All because he loved us. He put himself in a position, judge and jury, to die, be sacrificed on the cross for our sins. Now, you can believe whatever you want to believe. Maybe some believe in that story or not. I'm going to even tell you, at one point I walked away from that story. It's so crazy because at one point I struggled. I struggled because I'm saying to myself, how could somebody love me that much? How could somebody believe in me that much? How could somebody want to sacrifice? Sacrifice, be nailed to a cross because he loved me so much. I just couldn't fathom that. It wasn't until I started reading the Word of God again, opening up the Bible. Guys, I came a long way, and I'm still on a journey. I didn't open my Bible. I always had it. It's funny. Because with all the stuff I was doing and all the moves I was making, I always had my Bible on my nightstand. I don't care what other text was on top of that. I don't care how dusty it got. I would just wipe it off. Saturday chores? But I didn't open it. But I always felt comfort that it was there. Oddly enough. 7 years later, I reopened the Bible. And believe it or not, it was like a ray of light that shined within my spirit. Something, a joy, a thirst, a hunger, a light just got bursted into me. Like, it's really, guys, I don't mean to hold you, that's hood way to say I don't mean to hold you up. I just feel so excited. I show up for life in a newness that I have not felt in such a long time, guys. That's just me. We all have to have our own walk, but I say this to say that forgiveness is the key and power to life. It's love. When we do fall from grace and when we do find ourselves wanting him back or being called back, however, whatever, he takes us back like nothing happened. It's something to be learned about that, guys. I just feel like this message was helpful for me. I believe this message is helpful for you because this life is precious. I learned a lot with the little downtime that I had. Every day I say thank you. I say thank you to God for the downtime I had. I say thank you for being able to be healthy in my body. I say thank you for being healthy, to be in the right frame of mind. None of these things I take for granted. Remember to forgive. Take your time, but find your way back. I love you. Stay in peace. Stay in love. Stay in power. Peace. Hey guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram because what is popping over there? And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.